Today we're going to be checking out some more ATEEZ. I'm looking forward to diving in. I think I've now seen probably, I want to say 4 or 5 of their interviews, and I've seen them perform a couple times now. I really like these guys, lots of charisma. So I thought, you know what, let's check out their new Wired interview and I will give you my thoughts.
We're ATEEZ! And we are doing the Wired autocomplete interview. Yay!
Okay, so Hongjoon being the leader, I've seen him in some interviews really turn on the charisma. Some he seems a little more on the shy side.
What does ATEEZ smell like? Smell like?
Favorite smell is flower.
그러니까 꽃향이 난다. 또 어떤 향이 날 것 같나요, ATEEZ?
샴푸.
저는 자스민.
Jasmine. 네. Oud. Like oud smell. Yeah.
Yeah, Hongjoon doing a good job so far, kind of leading the way with these guys, facilitating the banter. He's doing a really good job.
Jasmine. 네. Oud. Like oud smell. Yeah.
I think Hongjoon likes having the responsibility of being the leader. I think he likes being the one kind of in control, taking the leadership responsibility.
I wrote some songs with Itinerary too, so and also Mingi write almost of our songs lyrics, and also me participate in producer team, so like that.
That's interesting, right? When I say there's a disconnect here, it seems like there's a disconnect. The reason I say that is you hear Hongjoon speaking, but you don't really see the other guys looking at Hongjoon. You know, they don't seem to be, not to say they're not interested in what he's saying, but they don't appear to be interested in what he's saying. And I'd imagine that has something to do with the language barrier. Just the feeling that we get, right, from a communication standpoint, if we see people looking at each other while other people are speaking, we get the sense that there's a lot more unity and cohesiveness. So it's something to keep in mind for our own communication skills and styles.
일단은 요타이가 방금 질문했으니까 제가 성화한테 성화 Who is the visual of ATEEZ?
Maybe.
Oh!
Just you?
Okay, all members is busy. I think all members, so...
You know Woo Young's my guy. I love Woo Young. When he looks at you and smiles at you, you know, it's hard to kind of resist. You feel that sort of charm. You feel like, you know, you're important. That's how he makes you feel. And it's amazing how just a smile can do that. It seems genuine from Woo Young, but he does seem a little out of it here. And then we've got San. I love San's energy. It's almost like you can feel San through the camera. The way he carries himself. We talk about body language a lot. When someone's speaking to him, like Songhwa there, like San was just like sitting up straight, looking at him directly toward him, open. Like it's almost like you can feel his energy. He makes his energy and his presence felt, San does.
뭐였지? 이건가?
이게 또 모르겠는데 저는 원래 드니 형인 줄 알고 있었거든요.
저 드니 형인 줄 알고 있었어요.
나는 확실히 녹음을 했거든.
녹음했어?
녹음을 했으면 아마 섞으셨을 수도 있어.
그럴 수도 있어. 이게 many voices like mix. 그래서 아마 둘 분 다 맞을 것 같고 저희 작곡가 형들 목소리도 있지 않을까.
Yao Sung, he's so quiet, isn't he? He's quiet, but I do like his energy. He does. I like how, you know, sometimes you'll get people who are on the quieter side who just feel like a little more awkward in the group. You look at him, he doesn't seem awkward at all. Like he fits in really well without necessarily saying anything. And then Yunho, I've said this before about Yunho, you know, there is a little bit of an awkwardness to Yunho from what I see. And when he performs, it's just like he's in go mode. So I don't see any awkwardness in him because he's just like present, focusing on his performance. But when he's here communicating, I feel like he's got this like extra level of self-awareness. Perhaps that's why he kind of seems like a little like he second guesses himself almost. And you know, Woo Young, you know, it's like a switch turns on and then Woo Young's activated. You know, you turn on the Woo Young activation switch and like he's in go mode, right? It takes one comment and then the guy's like Mr. Social.
Who in ATEEZ can speak English?
I think all members talking English, but very good at Hongjoong.
Yeah.
So I think it's 홍중. 노력하고 있기 때문에.
So
Okay.
how
Son's humble, right? Son is a humble guy because his English is really good too. But I don't think he would ever admit or ever say, I'm the best English speaker. Son's a great guy, isn't he? Son's a great guy. Is anyone out there that's watching right now? Son, is he any of your biases? I can definitely see him just kind of being a really good role model as well. Like just like a positive role model. I can see him kind of being a father. Like I can picture him being a father. Do you know what I mean? Like he's just got that sense of safety about him. You trust him.
How many ATEEZ albums are there?
Fire King, Say My Name, Wave, and Wonderland, Answer, Inception,
Fireworks.
Okay, Fireworks, and 해적왕의 한 남자, and Deja Vu, and
The Real? 이거 포함하지 않을까?
네 이거까지.
yeah.
일본 앨범.
What?
Yoonho's got a good sense of humor, huh? I could see it in him. I can see all this potential in Yoonho. He's got a really, I could tell, he's got like this kooky, goofy sense of humor. You know, it's kind of weird. And maybe that's part of like the awkwardness that I'm sensing. And like I said, I think he's still developing into himself. So we're going to see a different Yoonho, in my opinion, in a year or two.
Because ATEEZ always give like lots of love, and they made us go higher, and they want to see. They always want to see. So thank you, ATEEZ.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, 질문.
And I'd be curious to hear what you guys think. But I do wonder if, because I did sense there's a little bit of, you know, a disconnect from Jungho and the rest of the guys. Like I do wonder if he shares the same bond with the rest of the group members. But I do wonder if his confidence and him trying to sort of establish himself as, you know, this superstar in his own right, if that kind of prohibits him from connecting with the rest of the guys. It's almost like it feels like he's kind of doing his own thing.
홍중 성화 21,
Yeah.
and 구구주 20, and 저희 막둥이 종호는 이제 19.
Yeah.
90.
I just remembered, now that Yao Sang mentioned it, that he's the baby of the group. So maybe there's sort of like this complex where it's like, I'm the youngest, I sort of have to prove my worth. I need to establish myself in the group. So maybe part of what I'm sensing comes from that. Maybe it's like hard for him to accept that baby role because he is such an independent guy, seeming to be such an independent thinker, a confident guy. It's like, I don't want that. I don't need to be patronized in that way. I can do this on my own. Maybe that's sort of what I'm sensing. But again, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts.
Does ATEEZ have a variety show? ATEEZ variety show.
기대 많이 해주시면 감사하겠습니다.
네. 자, 그러면 산희 씨가 질문하시면 됩니다.
Yeah, like Yao Sang is demonstrating his maturity and his communication skills here too, right? Like, you know, you see Yao Sang kind of looking directly into the camera. Like, he's sort of developed this quiet confidence, it seems like Yao Sang has. And, you know, I think a good measure of that is through his presentation skills with the camera. Like, he doesn't shy away from the camera. It's like, you don't have to be a big extrovert or an extrovert at all to be an excellent communicator.
여러 개.
What is ATEEZ official color?
Official we don't have color, but 18
thinks,
says
yeah.
orange and black.
오렌지랑 옐로우 그 블랙 컬러가 저희랑 잘 어울린다는 얘기를 많이 해주시는 것 같아요.
But I'm a purple.
야, 좋아요.
You know, and I think Hung Jun's also doing a really good job of knowing when to turn on the Korean so that other guys can understand and be involved. And he's also doing a good job, you know, leading the questions in English. I do think he has actually quite a good understanding of English. It's what it seems, at least. It doesn't seem, as this interview goes on, that a lot of them are caring as much to get involved. And I do wonder if it's the nature of this type of interview. It's like quick fire questions, and it's tough, right? Because this is an American style interview.
What are 80s fans called?
I know this.
18.
18.
ATEEZ.
Yeah.
80s plus Destiny.
Wow.
야.
는
Wow.
ATEEZ.
Yeah.
What is the hardest ATEEZ dance? 퍼포먼스
이거
민기
아직 안
아
넘겨봤고.
맞네요. 가장 좀 힘든 ATEEZ 안무.
And again, I think we need to give Hong Joon his props here as the leader, just recognizing that Mingi's been on the quieter side and now he's engaging him in the conversation. So, you know, the more I see Hong Joon in these types of interviews, the more I'm starting to appreciate him as a leader.
How tall are ATEEZ? 저희는 근데 centimeter, like 기준이 centimeter라는 거. 네.
Yep.
184예요.
아,
178.
그래서 깔끔하게.
Me too. 172.
2 points.
2.5.
Fine.
But it's hop and hop banolin.
Yeah.
173.
Good call on making Hong Joon the leader of ATEEZ. I think that was the right move because he just does seem to have that ability to not only keep that energy and that charisma up for the cameras, but to also have that awareness. You see RM has it, Bang Chan has it, some of the other leaders in some of these other groups that I've watched really do have it. But when I say it's that awareness, right? It's that awareness. It's the ability to bring other people into the conversation and lead the way in both an engaging way, but in a way that facilitates interaction with the other guys. Hong Joon's killing it.
How many piercings does ATEEZ have? 2, 0, 3,
I'm 1.
1, 4, 4,
0.
0, 0, and
0.
Son and Woo Young are best buds, huh? They seem like they're such good friends, and I love them because they're probably my two favorites. Because you got this just naturally cool, charming guy in Woo Young. Then you've got this kind of like fatherly figure in Son, who he's just like, you can't help but like the guy. He seems incredibly nice, incredibly present, and just, appreciative of a guy like Woo Young. I think Son appreciates Woo Young's social abilities, and I think Woo Young can appreciate just what Son brings to the table too, which is just this guy who really cares.
Of course, I watch it anime. Naruto or One Piece.
네, 다음.
Does ATEEZ go to college?
저희도 이제 학교를 직접 나갈
Yeah, Woo Young doesn't seem as present in this interview, right? Like Son's talking to him and Woo Young's not really looking at him. He's not making eye contact with him. It's like sometimes you just want Woo Young's attention. It feels like you want his love, right? Because when he gives it to you, it feels so good. So it's just funny. It's just funny watching the two of these guys, Son and Woo Young. It's like Woo Young to me is like the cool guy in high school, really nice guy, but he's like the cool guy in school. And Son's also a cool guy, but it's just because he's so nice and likable and does everything right.
Does anyone in ATEEZ drive?
Only a drive member is me.
Yeah.
Very enjoy.
Yeah.
Drive is some very enjoy. Yeah.
So he's the only guy who have drive license in ATEEZ. Yeah.
I like drive.
He's good at drive.
Those
I like Yoonho. I'd love to hang out with Yoonho. He's got this like silly sense of humor, and I like how he speaks English. Like he tries and he emphasizes his words when he speaks. He like projects his voice. Like
only a drive member is me.
And that's actually a sign of confidence, right? When we're not holding the tone of our voice back. We're not restricting it. You know, we're okay with people seeing us and hearing us. So Yoonho, in ways, he definitely demonstrates his confidence and his silliness, and he's a little bit of a puzzle to me, Yoonho. And I'm curious to follow his journey.
ATEEZ have English names.
I'm going to Starbucks. What's your name? My name is Jongho. Okay, and make some Americano. Give me writing this cup. John.
So your name is John.
Is that an iguana in the back there, or is that just a leaf? I saw an iguana the other day. It was pretty incredible. It startled me. And if this is your first time watching my videos now that I'm in Costa Rica, baby. I'm in Costa Rica. I'm going to be here for a little while, so you're going to see this background for a bit. But yeah, let's continue here. Let's continue.
Is ATEEZ the next big thing? 에이티즈는 이제 다음 세대 약간 기대주인가요? 어떻게 생각해요, 다들?
그렇게 생각해주시면 감사하죠. 네.
Okay. Good to see the ATEEZ boys again. So I think my appreciation in this interview really grew for Hongjoon and Yoonho. I'll definitely be checking out some more, but that's ATEEZ. Guys, if you want to watch the full version of my analysis, all you need to do is click on my Patreon link below. Other than that, I hope you have a great day. My name is Max. I will catch you soon. Peace.